It might not even be on. Let me see. Oh, no! Okay, so that streak is over. Every time I've tried to start up the stream, recently it's just been not working. But it actually came out this time. Let's go. Okay, let me look. Checking some stuff out. Get the music playing. There we go. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm trying to pull up the stream. I pulled up my channel instead. I was gonna make sure my audio is good. That's all. Pull up my channel. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. We're good. We sound great. Got plenty of water. Let me get some real quick. So we're in Turnabout memories. So right now, Phoenix's girlfriend is about to come to the stand. I'm theorizing that she actually stole something and gave it to Phoenix as a gift, and he's so delusional, blinded by his love for her, that he thinks that it's really a gift, but she's wanting to hang on to it. But she's maintaining this like innocent persona so that Phoenix doesn't turn her in, basically. I'm gonna assume this is Phoenix's first girlfriend, quote unquote. April 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Oh, yeah, we're still here. We're playing as Mia, going against Winston Payne. Uji is his name, I think, the name of the judge. I was just trying to figure that out. Or was that just a nickname that Damon gave him? I don't know. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. So she witnessed it happen, right? Now that was... I thought that she was the one who tased... let me look at the victim again. I don't remember everybody's name. Yeah, I thought Dahlia was the one who actually tased Doug using one of the cables. The whole thing with that is how could she have grabbed it to do that, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing, I was like, okay, well, maybe because of the evidence, I thought this umbrella was hers, because she has an umbrella in the thumbnail, but this doesn't look like her umbrella, so I don't think that's right. And this is the present she gave to Phoenix, and she wants it back. And this has to do with another case that they skipped over that Mia did recently. So this is going to solve 2 cases in one. Here we go. There's our umbrella. I fuck with this OST. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. Alright, Winston. And I will bash them with my gavel. God damn. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we can move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. We know who Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Alright. Sir, is there something I can help with you? Or help you with? You just go and say whatever it is on your mind. I'm sure there will be, or I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes, yes. I can see why you say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building, teaching me how to Dougie. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of your passion can burn. Now, her testimony, she just said that Phoenix noticed her. So here's what I'm thinking. I think Phoenix saw her kill Dougie, or kill Doug. He saw her do it, and he was covering for her. He's not actually sick, he's sneezing because he's lying. I feel like that's like probably some sort of joke that I don't know. But yeah. Let me see if, I'm going to Google this real quick. Let me see if this is like a thing. Every time someone lies, they sneeze. Okay, so that is a thing. I just don't know, not like a real thing. I just don't know what, let me see. What? This must have just been like some sort of would you rather thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't see any folklore. That's what I was hoping for, like a little story where someone was lying. Now Pinocchio nose grows whenever he lies, so someone was lying and they sneeze. I was just thinking that, but nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. Interesting. She says, but I would never. Was she going to say, but I would never lie? Or I would never kill, even though she did it? What do you mean by that? Please just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Adam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. I've been planning to go back to Phoenix Place after class was over. Okay. Normal shit. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeney, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? True. Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what Senryu is. I heard of hakus, but not Senryu. That's interesting. How wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That was a good one. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me, to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. Okay. Alright, bro. How else would you enter? Teleportation? Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie and Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? What are you talking about? I would never eavesdrop. Bro, people pretend like eavesdropping is the worst thing in the world. Bro, you got ears, bro. Chill out. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. Okay. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. I'm not being demonized here. Please go on. What did you see next? Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. I don't know about that one. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Beanie never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Let's see if we lose the lights on this. I just want to get some more information, bro. So we have to press. Fuck that. It's our job. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. Now let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Faye, I would not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. She has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It could be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. Or it would be. But I cannot read. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. It's like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at the time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Miss Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow? Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. So then what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were just having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them at all, or all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Now, you did see something out of the ordinary because you saw him wobbling and you saw him fall. So you saw something out of the ordinary. He wouldn't just fall randomly. It doesn't make any sense. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes. They're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of 10 research students came running out to the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. Yeah, give me some more details. But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something. Doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. I'm going to assume that they all kind of thought there was a fight happening because they saw Phoenix push Doug. So they thought a fight was going to happen, kids, they're going to fucking swarm around them and see what the fuck's going on. I mean, they're college kids, but still, you get the idea. So the students called the police? Yes, I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie, and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, then we're going to have to dig deep to find a contradiction on this one. Okay. I've been planning to go back to Feeney's place after the class was over. That's not a contradiction. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind that building. That's correct. I actually didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. This is a contradiction because if you saw them talking, according to Phoenix's testimony, when they stopped talking, he pushed them. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. That's the testimony right here. Because the victim fell on top of his umbrella, there was a loud sound when this happened. I'm gonna go with this. You save again? Music stopped, so that means I got it. You say you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct? Yes. That's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. Aura. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. He clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that. I'm watching it. So yeah, it's low. Okay, we're good now. We're good. It just lagged a little bit. Alright, we're good. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. It's probably going to have something to do with the cables. If she's smart, we'll see. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. She was saying she didn't hear anything. She said she could only see them. The headphones actually might be a good escape route here, but I mean, does she have her headphones on her? Headphones? You mean both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end because of the lightning. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes. I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Some people are afraid of the sound of thunder, and I think that's kind of weird. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradiction in her testimony after all. That doesn't help you though, Winston. That makes it sound like Phoenix didn't do anything. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. You know, Doug didn't get pushed into anything that shocked him. Now, the only downside to that is his body would not look the same after being hit by lightning, you know? That just doesn't make sense. But we're going to save, because I actually don't know which one is the right answer. I'm going to go with the lightning, though. I'm feeling the lightning right now. Your Honor, there is a problem with this witness's testimony. Well, what do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes. What about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? That is fucking crazy. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. I mean, it's possible that all that electricity over there may have attracted some, you know, negative charge, you know? There you go, look at this. Look at that. There you go. Hey, you got a pallet. Look at that. There you go, buddy. Alright. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be I wonder what she was actually going to say. Let me see. I want to read the whole thing because they always cut it out. I'll be taking that not guilty verdict now if you don't mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to read that in time. This dude flipping that damn toupee roll. Ugh. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. Remember that? So you're saying the equipment lost power because, precisely, they lost power because of the severed electrical cable. Got you. So why was there a severed cable? Is my question. How did a severed cable happen? Number one. And that explains why, or for Dahlia's testimony, why people were running outside. They weren't running outside because it was a fight. They were running outside because they couldn't do their work anymore. Like, yo, what the fuck? The power went out, so they went outside to see what was going on. And then they see this dude out cold after being electrocuted. Or deceased, I suppose. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. Okay. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump could have caused them to break. Student's testimony: the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on April 9th at 2:55 p.m. Let's look at that court record, because I remember earlier I was fixated on the time of death for Doug, because see right here it says 3 for the time of death on the autopsy report. But if you look at the crime photo right here, not this one, this one, on his watch, it's a little bit past 3. And the clock on his watch must have stopped when he got shot. But this says at 3, precisely. That's why I'm thinking it could be wrong, potentially. We can't open this testimony, it's only what it says there, okay? Something to keep in mind. However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have only been broken up by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? If it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? So, he's saying that, I think the judge is probably thinking that Doug got pushed into the cable and it broke and he got electrocuted. Those cables are pretty high up. At least the picture that we saw earlier. Those cables are pretty high up. I don't think he got pushed into that. Someone had to have reached and got one loose. But how did they get one loose? That's lost on me. I don't know. Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well, then let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? I don't know if we have anything. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Interesting. It's the first time reading that. Who or what caused it? Let's look at these pictures. I mean, maybe they are kind of low. I don't know. I don't think he fell on the umbrella. He had to be on top of the umbrella. I'm gonna say the umbrella is what hit the cable. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor, I believe that the only thing that has snapped in the mind of the defense. That was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor. Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance. Okay, well then let's hear it. Who or what is that caused the cable to break? Okay, not the umbrella. Phoenix pushed Doug. Doug maybe hit the cable, but the cable might have already been down. Phoenix noticed that she was there afterwards. Did she knock the cable down? But why would she knock the cable down? This is wrong. Yeah, this is wrong. Okay. It's not her. Is it Doug? Is it not a person? Not the Umbrella, not the... Is it Phoenix? Some sort of impact. So it had to be Phoenix pushing him into the wire. That's the only thing I can think of, bro. But that would prove that he did it. Yeah. I just didn't think it was Phoenix because we're trying to prove him innocent. So why would we even suggest that he was the one who caused this? But at the same time, our goal is to get to the truth. They don't really, even if our client is the one who's guilty. Your Honor, please think back to the Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that that equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power out. Okay, so he must have... Okay. Let's think about this a little deeper. Because I was thinking that he got pushed into a live wire. I'm going to guess that the power cables were still together. Then when he pushed Doug into the wires, that's when they snapped. Now, Doug was probably still alive. And then when he came back to check on Doug was dead because Hawthorne finished the job. Because he was about to tell Phoenix that she was actually a criminal or some shit. Because they were investigating her for a murder in a district courtroom at some point. Okay. Now we got to know the theory. Let's go. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electric pole. That's right, the victim banged into the pole as the result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. They were very brittle. Okay, got you. Well, that makes sense. And the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Okay, I see. Because the umbrella's over there by the far pole in the picture. So him being over here by the wire that's down, he must have recovered after getting knocked over and then he got shocked by the lingering wire right here. That's fucked up. But how did that even happen though? Like how do you let someone, I mean, he must have not known she was there, I guess. But Phoenix knew she was there. And he saw her do it. Or saw her maybe holding the cable? Or maybe he didn't see her do it at all and he just kinda like, yeah, it must have been her, I guess. And he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Okay. We're slowly getting to the answer. Order in the court. Lamentations? I don't even know that word. Limitations? That's not no, I don't know. Lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any... Go ahead, buddy. You trying to open the door? Mr. Judge, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She says some things that are a little different than I remember. What? I kind of figured, but no spoilers. Please, just once more. But thank you for commenting. I appreciate you coming through. May I please testify one last time, Mr. Judge. Testify one last time. So she knows GG's, huh? Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Yeah, we know she's definitely got to be evil. But this character design is kind of sick, though. It's a pretty cool character design. What I witnessed part 2. The truth is, Feeney pushed me twice. Or pushed him twice. The first time was into the electric pole. That's when the cable broke. Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. So she was initially going to say he didn't do it, but now it's starting to look like she must have done it because she was also at the scene of the crime. So now she's flipping it and she's like, no, wait, he actually did do it. Interesting. Evil, evil woman. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. My dog is back again. Like running laps around the house. Go. Hi, buddy. Come on, buddy. Goodbye. There you go. Alright. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm sorry, Feeney. Or I'm so sorry, Feeney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Okay. Now then, Miss Faye, when you may... Oh, what the hell just happened? Oh. Something just fell. 1 second. No. It's not your fault. You're good. I know you didn't do nothing. You're good. The basket just fell. He's scared when things fall. Like anything. If he's nearby, he just like freaks out. But I think he's okay now. At least I think he is. I don't know. We'll see. He's probably going to get up and bark at me again in a second. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. So she's clearly lying. That's usually how it is in these first cases in these series. Usually easy to tell from the jump. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry, I just wanted to protect Feeney. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge, yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is perjury. Oh, come now. It was just a little white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Why is he saying ho 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 like Santa Claus? They have to have a case in here at some point where he's dressed like Santa Claus. Because he's made that reference a couple times. I feel like that's something you should just go for, you know? They probably have in a different game. The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Damn. The first time was into the electric pole. That's when the cable broke. Okay? You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electric pole. I know it doesn't look it, but Feeney can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeney really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Okay, bro. Alright. But I guess the judge hasn't really met Phoenix yet, so. I wondered, though, if this case would have happened, like, after Phoenix was already the attorney and all that, Ace Attorney. If this case would have happened afterwards, would the judge have been so, like, blinded by all of this? I don't know. I wonder if he even remembers this case. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You're happily listening to the music on your headphones while you watch the scene unfold. Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. She's doing this because she keeps changing her testimony. So now she's trying to lock her in on what she's saying, so that she can just get the contradictions and, basically trying to mentally fatigue her into accidentally admitting that she committed the crime. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. Why'd you have your headphones on, though? All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. What? Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the good fight. What? I gotta read that again. That kind of fucked me up that she said that. Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. Okay. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive. This dude is tripping. And what happened after that? Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on his chest, or found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket, exactly. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeney wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? I guess she's got a point. Because then you could just do like a little, you know what I'm saying, a little elbow to the back, little clothesline, you know what I'm saying, a little shoulder tackle from behind, a little spear action. Then you wouldn't leave any prints on the back. Okay, I guess. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed, it would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I had one dream where I got electrocuted, and it didn't really affect me, it just kind of made me fall over, and then someone else touched the same cable after me, and then they actually got electrocuted and died. That shit was crazy. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere, I think, Mia. Yeah, we definitely got it. I mean, Mia already said it for me. Is this actually... No, because she said that when she crashed into him, it couldn't leave prints. But this could be the one right here. Because if you look at this photo right here, she said it occurred in less than a minute. It couldn't have occurred less than a minute because the autopsy report says 3 p.m. And then when he got electrocuted, that can't be a minute, right? That can't be a minute on the watch. I'm gonna save though, but that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm cooking with that one, maybe I'm not. I don't know. We're gonna go for it though. That's enough, witness. Afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. I knew it had to be 3:05 on there. Maybe they said that in the last part, but I thought it was 3:05, so that's good. That's good. We're locked in. Yes. And your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Ah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during the 10-minute interval? Got your ass. The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order, objection. This is nonsense. The real murder. Even you can't deny that the time being between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who is it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow, only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I'm over here struggling to read basic words, bro. Come on. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. No, let me pause. No. Fuck. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer? Well, it's obviously Marvin Grossberg. I mean, 61, works at Grossberg Law Offices. It's gotta be him. Or, I was thinking Winston Payne. I mean, the name is kind of a dead giveaway. Plus, he's a prosecutor for this trial. He's definitely trying to cover his tracks. What better way to do it than get both of the witnesses on the stand be people that, could have possibly done it when it was actually him the whole time. I mean, it just makes sense. Or, it was Doug. I think Doug might have just, wanted to die, and he just, that's fucked up. I'm gonna stop. It could have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How? How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Because you saw them talk to each other, and you saw Phoenix push him. What happened in 10 minutes? You said it happened in less than a minute. That doesn't make any sense. Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Miss Faye. What? I mean, what? Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you that pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Nah, you did it. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are... Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. What is it? Please, please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. This dude. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. I mean, I got a whole clip for you to read, buddy. That boy. He's got himself way over his head. Oh. Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Is he never arrived just in the nick of time? I found the police report on the incident in your newspaper clipping. Police report a report on the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. Bet. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Interesting. So I see that there's poison. If you look at this little bopper right here, it looks like there's a jewel in the middle, but that could also be a liquid. I might be reaching. That's something I thought about when I saw this. Okay. It details, or details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Oh, she killed. Damn, Armando was Mia's boyfriend, and Dahlia killed him. That's crazy. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. Or go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. She should let him handle it, but she's about to sell hard. Here we go. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my love, to my dear Phoenix. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. The answer to that lies somewhere in the police report. It must. And that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Well then, the court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. So I'm guessing she really wanted what Phoenix had around his neck, because she kept saying, give it back to me, to him, and he kept thinking it was like her told him. That's my best guess. But I don't know. How I Met My Phoenix. Oh, I like this remix. Yeah, I like this. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. I think her eyes lit up because Phoenix put on the necklace. And she wanted it back. Mr. Wright, do that again, and you will be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. Oh, Phoenix was the one who said that green message. Okay. I was like, why is he going to be held in contempt of court? What the fuck did he do? That's not a part of her testimony. Or is it? Let's see. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes. I'm a real fool, you know. Or a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho, ho, ho. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the great Judge Genie. What? No one has ever called that man that, bro. Shut your ass up, man. Go back to the bathroom. What are you talking about? It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. How hyper specific. The courthouse reading room. It's a strange place to meet the love of your life. Why were you down there? That's not true, Madam Faye. Not at all. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. He did do that. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading? That's a dumb question, Mia. I ain't gonna lie. A literature student in the courthouse reading room, Mia. This line of questioning is a waste of time. It's nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better be tread carefully. Now, we pressing. Fuck that. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with the testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? Please, Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. No, I think you were at court because... Nah, you were at court getting interviewed, bro. You lying. I know you lying. I have evidence for that. But okay. You were writing a paper on what? On relationships between modern Shinryu poetry and the criminal underworld. It sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff. You know, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. That was a big old hint right there. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. So what was it about, Mr. Wright? What was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. That's crazy, because he liked Mia. That's so crazy. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeny is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeny. A mushroom that grew from shit. That's fucked up. What's wrong with you? We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Okay. We know what we got to present on, but let's see what she says when I press. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was also a clean breakup. Huh? Are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. Yeah, press further. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see. What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. Okay. No one cares, Mr. Payne. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Well, we know what the contradiction is this time, for sure. They've been dating for 8 months, and this also happened the same day. Let's go. Miss Hawthorne, you were here because of research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in this incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest... Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. I, witness Payne, would not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. Did I commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago? I see. Okay. I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh. You really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. Why are you telling me that? I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Okay, bro. This dude and his damn hemorrhoids. Witness testimony, the poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Her power level is rising. Mia, you're glowing with the true lawyer's aura, my dear. You're going Super Saiyan. The proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. So, could she have gotten the poison from the pharmacology place at the college? At Ivy College? Maybe. And I think I'm right. I think that is what Phoenix is wearing around his neck. That's why she wants it, because if anyone else gets a hold of it, they're going to find out that that's what was used to poison, what's his face? I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. To discuss what? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was? It has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection sustained. The defense's questioning is stricken from the record. Okay, fuck you. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I'm just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. You heard that, man. Now that's a true love, young lady. You're not gonna hold him in contempt of court, though? You said you were gonna hold him in contempt. Oh, Feeny, please. These two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. If you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Fang? Toilet? I prefer Dolly doesn't poop. Okay, bro. Alright. Alright, dude. You haven't read that book about how everybody poops. Okay? But here's what I think happened. I think she could have easily just said that she was talking to Phoenix, which she could have got away with. That would have been a great alibi. But let's see what her actual alibi is. You heard the defendant, Miss Fang. Better luck next time. Oh, Feeny, please. The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Resultant, please continue with your testimony. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just about 2 teaspoons. How the fuck do you know that? But how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. A bottle of eye drops says it's about 1/2 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. She says she left the table. I think the lawyer left, and that's when she poisoned him. Because for her to have done it, he would have had to leave for her to do it. And she probably had that necklace on, so it was like super unassuming. And there was no way to know that, like. Go. Go, buddy. Go ahead. Go. I don't know what it is, but like whenever I do like a stream or anything, he wants all my attention. But only when I'm streaming. He hates me all the other time. Nobody. Not really sure what to do. Go. Up here, buddy. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead. Nothing wrong. Go. It's like he wants to go on my bed, but like I'm telling him to, and then he just looks at me. I'm scared of the basket that fell earlier. Alright. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. See, my thing is with the information she's providing, if you look at right here, it doesn't tell you any of the stuff she's saying aside from the coffee cup. It says traces were found. It doesn't say the amount. It doesn't say it's a special type of poison. See what I'm saying? So it's like she had to have done it. It's like kind of obvious that she did it, you know? A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh? And where would something like that come from? Is it like antifreeze? Because I remember there was a case where this lady was killing like members of her family using that shit. I'm sorry. All I know is that I overheard the policeman saying, or what I heard the old policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't have even known where. I wouldn't even know where to get that poison like that. Is there a contradiction for this? Would it be this? Would this be the contradiction right here? But we don't even know what it is, so it can't be that. But let's press. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime is because no one could show how she could have attained the poison. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now we just have to show, or now just how did a what? Oh, literature. Okay, that's why it's abbreviated. Great. Now, just how did a literature student get a hold of poison of all things? Okay, let me save again. I think we just have to present the necklace, but I don't know if that's right. Because we don't know that the necklace is poison. But let's read this right here. A small bottle. Oh! It says it's a bottle. A small bottle necklace given to Phoenix on the day that they met. Yeah, this is it right here. I didn't even realize it was a bottle. I'm dumb. So that's wrong because the music's still playing. Would it be the police report? Because the police report doesn't say what she's saying. This is tough. I like how she has unique lines each time, though, when I get it wrong. That's unique. So we have to prove that she could have gotten, she knows where she could have gotten the poison. I guess Doug would know because Doug is a pharmacology student and she was dating him. So she would have known where to get the poison by dating him. I'm gonna go with Doug. That's a good guess right there. I was wondering if it was like someone's profile. Because I was like, someone is related to pharmacology. I just couldn't remember who. And it's Doug. Let's see if that's right. Let's go. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology. This laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry experiment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit would have never have attained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. Yeah! Order, order, order. Could it be? But, may I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need to have some kind of container. True? Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that, or something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She got me good with that one. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Fair. Well, we know what it is. It's the bottle necklace. Unless you can come up with some kind of evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse, and the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened? It's right here. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was the witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's a charming little necklace. This is a little bottle. It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? Come on now. The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poison incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the witness, or the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison here? No. There's no longer any poison in the bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they could find a trace amount. No! Only hide for so long. Order in the court. On behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is the bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. This is what I was talking about earlier. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. To make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. You just flashbang everybody? What the fuck? The defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where is Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is a precedent in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what? You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I chewed it up to little bits, but yeah. What is he doing now? Your Honor, you got to stop this trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Bottle you swallowed must have had some poison left in it. The fuck is so funny about this? It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly the bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And that's heartwarming to see that you place so much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us, for the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust the witness Ms. Hawthorne with my very life. Which is why I can see that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I can't accept your explanation for the events. But why? It's maybe impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in the court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with it, with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed. Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright? What are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? The day I met Doug Swallow. Yeah, what was the conversation? There we go. That's what we need to know. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could have been her. The girl's a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. So she was gonna poison him too. Interesting. She was gonna poison him too. That's so fucked. Is it true? Did she really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Go, buddy. Your Honor, the defendant is Miss Fay. You tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dolly stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, and there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before. Naturally, her motive was for stealing it was to kill someone. It's fake. If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this. Maybe this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia planning to kill? Phoenix. There's one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. That person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died from electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Mr. Wright. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time, but there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client was eating the bottle as a snack. Well, hey, old man. Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a volunteer witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then I'll ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price. You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. You better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Should I say Miss Gray? That's... You know, you're just trying too hard, okay? Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish your guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense will now present proof. Impossible. You can't possibly. Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one. I gotta save again from here. So I have to skip as much. If you are unable to establish your guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's paper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets a chance to soar. She was planning to poison Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Please show the court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. It was this. This is his cold killer. She was gonna kill him with this right here. That's why he had it in his hand, because he was trying to prevent Phoenix from eating it, because it would have killed him. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost a bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just with the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plans to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. She did say that. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about in the cut electric cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used a severed electric cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago. Yes. She disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. So he didn't even know it was poison. He was assuming, he was just telling things that she could possibly be poisoning people. Okay. Well, calm now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? The stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come now, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Why, yes. I'm going to spend a little quality time with my men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Whew. It's finally over. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said, there. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very own life. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be anything or any poison in here, right? Well, you see, and here comes the backpedal. Come now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Ah! Did 2 pages come off? Is this when it happens? I guess so. We're wrong. By the way, Miss Fang. Yes, Your Honor. Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne, this can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like, it appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true, my dear Dolly. Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. This court is adjourned. And now we get to the end of this and we get a little preview of the next one. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Yeah, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were, come on, dude, we're going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case made me think. I guess it makes sense for him to keep talking about it because his name is literally Grossberg. I didn't even realize that. What does it really mean to be or to have a relationship with of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the wooden stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Well, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all your friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep, Larry Butts? That's who. Anyways, right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Fang, a lawyer is someone who can help someone when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become... I think X too fast. Hold on. I'm gonna become a lawyer for sure. That's what he said. I hope we see each other again someday, and maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories, but it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. Even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believing you're fine. In the court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. I mean, you still talk to her. What are you talking about? She gets channeled through Maya. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. And that is the end of this episode. Brand new episode has been added. The Stolen Turnabout. Now I gotta save. There we go. The time is 1 a.m. The bomb. This is safe. Detective, we made it. Whew. What a relief. Glad the jewel is still in safe. Okay. Got a good old gumshoe. You said it, pal. It must have been our... Would you mind opening... Okay. There's no Rockstar security that scared him off. Would you mind opening up the safe just to double check? Okay. The masking? Mask of Mask? Better luck next time, gentlemen. So we got a robber who can fly. What the fuck? Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We shall meet again when the next moon is full. Ah! Ah! Salutations. Got no clue who that could be, by the way. But we'll see you on the next one, I guess.